Welcome to the Better You Leadership Podcast. I am your host, Angela M. Odom. This is your space to grow your skills and leadership capacity. Make sure you have something to write with. We want to ask you to check your circle. That's today's topic. Check your circle. Check your circle. And so you say, well, what does that mean? Check my circle. Am I going to be mean to somebody? I'm like, checking my circle? No. We want to actually going to do a little exercise today, a short exercise for you and for me, right? I worked through it myself first, and that's what we're going to do today is asking you to check your circle, right? And that's what we're doing today. So we want you leaders, because that's what I'm talking to. And if you are not identifying yourself as a leader, then that's a whole different discussion, right? It's a whole different discussion, entirely different discussion. So are you surrounded by people who affirm you and hold you accountable? That's the question. That's the question. Are you surrounded by people who affirm you and who hold you accountable? If not, it's time to widen your circle. You can search for a different community. Begin to reach your goals in peace, right? So you don't have a supportive, accountable community, then it's time to build one. It's time to build one, right? Build a circle of people that will affirm you, who will not look at you sideways when you say, I want to try this new thing. I want to step out on faith. You know what? I'm tired of doing it. Or you have people in your circle where, you say yes, 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 yes. And then the first time you say no, they're like, oh, I don't recognize you. You want to build your community, right? And so let's focus on becoming more aware. That's what we're doing today. We're going to focus on becoming more aware of the influence of the people you interact with the most. That's what we're doing. This is about awareness. And of course, I'm gifting this to you. I'm gifting this to you, and I'm going to ask you, right, to be able to discern what you actually need in your life. So that's what we're doing. So the first thing I want to ask, you to consider, right? Is does your circle affirm you and hold you accountable? My message is check your circle. So last week I attended a 3-day virtual event. It was titled Manifest Your Vision. It was hosted by a lady named Rosetta Thurman. Each day we focused on a different theme. Like it was from 9 to 5 for 3 days, right? At the beginning of 2021, it's a great thing to do just to create some space to think about the future and how we wanted to see ourselves at the end of 2021. And then, oh, by the way, what do we want to manifest? And so it was really good, very good exercises, of course, dynamic presentations, all of those things. So day one focused on ignite your purpose and create your vision. Day two was about break through your barriers. Day three was take aligned action. Take aligned action. So one of the things that came out of day one for me was my personal mission statement. And so before we even get into that, where are you all? Where are you listening or watching from? Where are you? I'm in Georgia. So just put in there where you are actually listening from. Julie, I think you're in one of those Carolinas, North Carolina. I know you love South Carolina, but put in where you are watching from, listening from. And so we will, I don't know, Carrie is in Minnesota and Mo is in Kentucky. And so we've got us a great group here all over the country, right? Which we're watching and listening. Hey, Bridget, I am, oh, by the way, for the people who are on Facebook and for the people who are on YouTube listening, I am also on Clubhouse. Clubhouse is an audio program, right? An audio app. And so, Bridget, how you doing? So you are you are listening now to Better You Leadership podcast, and I'm actually uh, right this minute in the middle of the message for the day, and it is check your circle. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And I love this whole concept of Clubhouse, how people can, like on their phone, they get a message. It's like, hey, this person is on, so they just chime in. Then they have a little thing that's at the bottom says leave quietly if you want to leave. You just come and go. So it's really good. So anyway, so Clubhouse, if you're not on Clubhouse, then find me, Angela M. Odom. Just on the other platforms. So let's just get back to this, right? So the question I have is, does your circle affirm you and hold you accountable? My message is to check your circle. And I just told you about the Manifest Your Vision 3-day virtual event I attended on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And one of the things that came out of that for me on day one was my personal mission statement. And so, personal mission statement. So the first thing was for me is show up for me, then serve others from the overflow. Woo! Hey Mo, I see you. I see you, Mo. So your personal mission statement. If you have a personal mission statement, then just list that in like, yes, personal mission statement. Yes. You don't have to tell me what it is. You can if you want to. Show up for me, then serve others from the overflow. And so, like, well, what is a personal mission statement? When I cover it today, we will in the future. One of the things I want to also just focus this, help you with the day before, the 3-day event. I met virtually with a sip and chat women's group. I meet with them every Monday, right? And we've been doing it since March, since the pandemic hit. One of the questions that was asked was, "What are you going to stop doing?" And my answer was, I was going to stop setting myself on fire to keep others warm, and meaning that I need to enforce boundaries better, right? And so the question, answer that question for me, Facebook and YouTube. I see you, Julie. You said yes, personal mission statement. So what is it you want to stop doing? For me, basically being so accommodating, right? That's the bottom line. I want to serve others. I love serving, but again, I need to make sure that I'm engaging with people who free their time to engage with me, as opposed to engage with me only on their free time. Woo! I know you got that one right. So I thought about also my favorite teenager. What he said to me in November. He said, "Mom, you need to help more Better You ladies." And so for you all that are joining us live for the first time, I am the lead strategist and CEO of the Better You Project. I teach women in managerial and supervisory positions how to earn more respect and revenue. And so he looked at me, he just, and it was come to me kind of serious. It's 15, right? And he wanted to have a talk. He wanted to help his mama. He's like, "You need to help more Better You ladies." And I said, "Oh, yes, 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 yes. Thank you. I received it. Thank you." Mo, I see you. Yes, yes, yes. And Julie, I see that you are all over this personal mission statement. I see you, Mo. So this is what we're going to do. Just first of all, your circle includes. Let's just take a look at who might be in your circle, and of course, you could have more or less of the people that I'm going to list, right? So these are people you see in person and virtually on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly. These are people you actually know, is what I'm saying, right? Your family members, these are work associates, business collaborators, you could be your teammates, people that you establish their priority of work in your workspace, right? Could be your boss, could be some celebrity or media personalities, and as well as, your neighbors. So who in your circle, right? And so let's talk about the impact. Before we do that, list for me anyone else you think that might be in your circle. If you would, just share that. Folks on YouTube and Facebook, use the chat. Use the chat. Use the chat. I see you. So the impact of the people you allow to influence you is really they're helping you to develop, create, to focus on your conscious thoughts, right? Also, they influence the way you make decisions and your overall attitude. That's a lot of power. That's a lot of power. That's a lot of power, right? That's a lot of power. So just think about that. You're making decisions and people are influencing you, your overall attitude, and your conscious thoughts. Not necessarily your unconscious thoughts, but your conscious thoughts, right? So we're going to do a simple exercise. Y'all know I like to get out the paper and pen. You might use your device and use your notes section. But we're going to do just a quick little exercise. It's painless, and it's very effective, right? So get out a sheet of paper, just write the numbers 1 through 10, or on your device, 1 through 10, or you could do a mental exercise, right? If you feel some resistance to this, then I want you to dial it back, take a deep breath, and just go with this. All right? I'm your leadership coach, and I'm helping you to move through this, become more aware. So list the top 10 people who come to mind. Not necessarily, you know, this is a finite list. Just list them 1 through 10. So for me, the top 10 people that come to mind, my favorite teenager, my 15-year-old, right? My 2 sisters, Oprah, Michelle Obama. I have 10 members of my sorority who joined the organization with me about 35 years ago. That group of women. And then number 6 is my everything friend. I have an everything friend, Lori Fanning, right? And I talked to you all, I think, a few months ago about an everything friend. You know, you have your church friends, you have your work friends, you have your family, all of that. So she's all of those things, military, all that kind of stuff, sorority sister, all that kind of stuff. Godmother to my son and godmother to her daughters. So number 6, my everything friend. And then my 2 personal standards. That's number 7 for me. My 2 personal standards, my mom and my paternal grandmother, plus my father, right? All deceased. And then number 8 is my 2 professional standards. Colonel retired Lucille Montgomery, who is my sorority sister, and then Colonel retired Tom Owens. They're Army veterans, right? These are the people when I was a brand new lieutenant serving in the United States Army. I served for 27 years, 11 months, and 11 days. These are the people at my very first duty assignment impressed upon me what it is to succeed and to serve others, how it is to lead with integrity, right? They impressed upon me. And so I simply use them as my professional standards. And then number 9 is the bookshelf filled with lessons and examples. And then 10 is MSNBC Talking Heads. So those are my 10s, like really quickly, right? So this is non-scientific. Go with it. By the way, I'm not asking you to share that portion with me. Just asking you to participate because this is going to be good for you, right? So you want to document, first you've listed these 1 through 10. You document whether they both affirm, not necessarily agreeing with you on every word or deed, affirm, right? And they hold you accountable, meaning that they call you on your crap. Right? They call you on your crap. And so in my case, there isn't any accountability with the celebrities, the TV personalities, the high profile people, or my deceased parents, obviously, right? There's no accountability there. Although I do feel affirmed by their messages in their lessons, there's no accountability like in the present day, right? And so I reflected on the remaining people on the list, the people I interact with the most, and just to answer the questions, right? Do they call me on my crap? Do they hold me accountable? Do they affirm me? And then would listen without judgment. And also the other pivotal thing for me is, do they engage with me on their free time, or do they free their time to engage with me? Hey, Carrie, I see you. I see you all the way from Minnesota. No worries, no worries. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're here. I know it's cold up there, so you just hold tight, be safe. So that's what we've done, right? So we're looking at our 10. We've listed those, and we're determining, discerning, right, whether they are affirming us and holding us accountable. And then you just reflect on that, and then come from that. Okay, the people that are not, obviously, and there's no inherent good or bad in the results. And so lastly, I reflected on whether I give as much as I gain from their support and engagement with me, right? I reflected on whether or not I'm simply taking, or if this is really an exchange, right? And so you put that wherever you need to put it. But think about that. So mentors and mentees, you think about what you're getting and what you are gaining. Okay, so I see you. Okay, Mo. I see you over there, and you are saying, let's just go through the chat real quick. Okay, I've created a list. Mo says she's created a list. I do everything. I like the everything friend, accountability partners. Yes. Okay, and then Julie, let's see what you have 7. All affirm and hold me accountable. All right, it's good stuff right there. That's good stuff. And so let's continue on. The whole point of the day, right? Of course, this is the Better You Leadership podcast, and that's what I'm going to bring full circle to you, right? I want you to check your circle. This is about being aware of who pours into you and who actually impacts your conscious thoughts, the decisions you make, and your overall attitude. And the other thing on there is, let's just make that an 11. I just want to insert as we go. It's you. It's always you. I asked you to do 10. So if you did 7, then add an 8, and you put me. Right? B, Angela, Julie, Mo, Carrie, right? Bridget. You are the person who is also influencing your thoughts, the decisions you make, and your overall attitude. Always starts with you, right? And that was not any kind of trick question. It is just the truth. It is you. So add that 11 or add that 8, or add whatever you need. And so my advice at this point, right, is don't make any rash decisions about people who didn't pass this unscientific test, this non-scientific test, I think is the correct way to say it, right? I'm not sure if Jesus would pass this test. I'm joking. Hey, yo, hold up. So this is really about becoming aware of the influence of the people with whom you interact the most. How are they influencing you? So while I attended the Manifest Your Vision 3-day event I mentioned earlier, I created on day 2. I was so inspired, right? I created the Better You Leadership Podcast. Like I went on Anchor, because what I did was I just Googled it, right? I went on Anchor and I looked it up and I was like, how do I do this? And I created the first episode. It's 3 mindset hacks. MINDSET, mindset, HACKS, mindset hacks, right? And so you can go on Spotify right now, and this thing is so cool. The process, and it's exciting to start something new because my son said to me, isn't that something? Mom, you need to help more better you ladies. Those are his terms, his words, right? And so I said, okay, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And I want to be able to reach more better you ladies, that is, women in managerial and supervisory positions, so that I might serve them from the overflow, right? And so, Julie, I see you. You said that my mom, Bree Bestie, pastor, my retired mentor, Major General, and then my crew and me. Me, that's right. And you said, oh, I'm adopting everything you. Let me make sure I read that correctly. I'm adopting the my everything friend too. Yeah, the everything friend. That's very powerful. The everything friend really is. And so you just need to know who you are allowing to pour into you, right? And so every Tuesday at noon Eastern time, here we go with the Better You Leadership TV, right? So today I'm changing that. Right? And I'm going to tell you in a minute what we're doing. So I found a new circle of women to affirm me and hold me accountable. This group of ladies that I'm going to spend a year with, we're all on a journey to develop our businesses, right? That's what it is. So I am a leadership coach. I'm a leadership coach, and I want to make sure that I am able to help more better you ladies. So I have joined a group of other women who are doing the same thing, helping other people, whatever their niche is, not the same as mine. but I would encourage you to do the same thing, right? So for those women serving in supervisory and managerial positions, you're invited to attend a women's 3-hour leadership intensive. And just go to angelaodom.com, angelaodom.com. And Julie, we're already welcoming you. We know you're going to be there on January 23rd. We know that this is powerful because we did it in December. And so the proof is in the pudding, right? The proof is in the pudding. This thing is going to, as my son say, help more ladies. And Carrie, we know that you have already attended. You attended in December. So real quick, I'm just going to take you through and just share with you the what happens in the Women's 3-Hour Leadership Intensive. We're going to, it is Saturday, January 23rd, begins at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., and that's Eastern Standard Time. You're going to be guided step by step by through identifying your talents, your skills. You're going to gain some clarification on what your next step is in advancing your career. The whole point is you want to have more confidence. You want to actually create a mental space and go ahead and have the courage to live the life on your own terms, right? Do what you want. The first hour, we're going to talk about leadership. And literally, we will do a leadership assessment. And it's non-scientific and it's painless, right? You're going to gain some clarity. We'll look at some terminologies, leadership terminology, definitions, and make sure we're on the same sheet of music. And in the second hour, we will focus on a strategy, what you need to organize, some accountability methods, and then your relationships. This is my proven success framework, which is going to put you well on your way to identifying what your next step is. Not my next step, but yours, right? And then the third hour, we're going to do have an opportunity for live coaching, and then we'll wrap it up. And you will have more clarity. You'll get live leadership training. You get a printable workbook with your potential game plan, and then an opportunity for live coaching, as I mentioned. We're also going to give you some bonuses, right? Bonuses. So we're looking forward to working with you on January 23rd. Go ahead and again go to angelaodom.com to make sure that you are a part of the Women's 3-Hour Leadership Intensive. And so what did we do today? We looked at our own circle. It's non-scientific, right? Gave you a quick exercise, right? Looking at the people who actually pour into you, influence your conscious thoughts, your decision making, and your attitude, right? And so we are that little exercise on listing those. That's at 10, 7, 10, 5, whatever works for you, right? That's a good thing. Why don't you go ahead and share this information, because this is really good. This is really good, right? This is powerful. And I want you to know for sure that you matter, right? And the world is waiting for your gift, your talent. And so let's go ahead and gain some clarity and share it with the people who we are influencing. So my name is Angela Odom. And as always, I am rooting for you. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. And as far as the podcast itself, go to Spotify right now. Make sure you listen to that first episode and subscribe, right? Because I don't really know all the ins and outs of podcasting. I don't care, right? I took a leap. And guess what? The more I do it, the more clarity I'll gain, the more I'll move forward. And I believe that the entire universe is going to bring to me more clarity. And with that, my son said to me, I will be able to help more better you ladies. Okay, you all have an amazing rest of your day. And again, may the good Lord continue to bless each one of you. All right, you take care.